Girl. Hi, good morning.
Hi, Mailys. How are you?
Really good. Nice to see you, Becca.
Nice to see you again, too. It's been too long.
I know. I'm just realizing that I have this ray of light in front of my face. You probably can't see me really properly. I'll just move this around a little bit. Okay. Thank you also to everyone who's joined. I unfortunately can't really see who's there, but I believe Sepulumi should be there from the US. She's in San Francisco, so we're super happy to have you here. Pulumi is actually the person who connected me with the small things because she's volunteered a couple of years back, and she's also keep on supporting the organization for a really long time. So it's really nice to have you. There should be Amy, Scott, Sarah, my friend Capucine, Christina and Jean, and also probably Delphine. So a mix of people from work, friends from France, and a couple of Australians as well. So it's really nice to have a nice mix. So welcome. The idea for this session is that we're going to introduce you to the small things and spend the first 20-25 minutes talking about what the organization does, the amazing work and impact that they have in Tanzania. Becca here is the founder, so we're super grateful that she's able to join and kind of share all of this firsthand. And then we'll move on to a little yoga practice as well, because yoga is also one of my passions. So I'm really happy to be able to share this with you here for a really good cause. So just quickly about my story, I spent last October the month volunteering in a village in Tanzania with the small things, and it's just been a really transformative experience for me. I was living at the daycare, so it's one of the projects that they have set up. I'm sure we'll talk a bit more about that. But I was kind of an extra pair of hands for the teachers, with organizing some activities for the kids, helping the mamas cook, organizing some yoga sessions for the kids as well, introducing mindfulness to the staff. Like, it was just a little bit of a wide array of activities that I could contribute to, and I just felt so welcome and really felt such a strong sense of belonging while I was there. It's been really hard to leave when I had to after these 4 weeks. And I've just been amazed with the amazing impact that they have there, and so much love that they're giving to these families and the kids. And I just think it's so important to keep on supporting them while I'm back here in my very comfortable life in Sydney. So I hope you can see why I made this connection, and I'm just happy for you to kind of get a glimpse of what they're doing, as you're understanding what they're going through as well, feel you need to make connection as well. And what I wanted to say also as part of an introduction is the organization is really self-funded with private donations and grants and things like that. So this is why it's so important that, everyone who believes in the cause keep on supporting them, especially as they're coming up with like a lot of challenges with the pandemic and also very heavy rainy season. So I'm really happy to be fundraising for this whole month for them, and excited for you to see what they're doing there. So we'll just have a little video, super short, to kind of give you a super close introduction to what they're doing with the mamas. So Josh, if I can get you to start playing.
Oh, they are just the sweetest kids.
I know. There's just one thing that I forgot to mention as part of the logistics also, guys. There's a little button under the little video. If you ever want to make a little comment or jump on the screen to ask any questions, you're going to get pulled into the green room and you can appear on the screen as well. So yeah, if anyone wants to come, that would be really nice to see some faces. So Becca, as I mentioned, he's the amazing founder of this organization. So I'll let her introduce a little bit of her story and also present what the organization is about.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mailys. I really appreciate it. Mailys is a really great example of the sort of spirit that we look for in our volunteers and the organization as a whole, which is that we see ourselves as, funding and support and structure for these amazing Tanzanians who have been doing this work in many cases for decades. The head mama, the head woman that we work with, Mama Pendo, which means literally mama love, has been doing this work since before I was born. A big part of our ethos is about being there to add value where we can and to support where we can, especially financially, because we have access to resources that are just not available in Tanzania. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really our incredible on-the-ground team and just these amazing kids that are just unbelievable and such a pleasure and an honor to work with. So the way that our organization works is a lot of places do kind of one thing, right? They're an orphanage, they do residential care, and that's it. Or they only do family preservation and residential care is the devil, and that's it. But reality is a little bit more complicated than that. And so our model works with the families on a case-by-case basis and tries to really look at what is the best outcome for this particular child? What's the closest to a family that we can get? So the number one priority, our sort of plan A for all children, is to support them in their homes with their family members. And so that can involve business development, that can involve short-term direct support, but the goal is to get them sustainable and independent lives living at home with their families. And as part of that, we have our community programs, which include the daycare where Mailys was working, our microfinance, Vikoba Village Community Banking Program, which helps people to save and make loans without interest and help each other out with economic development. And our weekend tutoring program, which until coronavirus had almost 200 kids showing up every weekend, just wanting to learn and really eager to learn. So those are our community services. You come in one level further and we have our family preservation services. So these are the families that we work with really intensively to keep them together and to keep the children at home where they belong. Sometimes we'll take kids into care for a short period of time, especially newborns who need formula. And then they are able to return home when they're a little bit older. So we have about 45 kids who are residential with us right now, meaning they live with us full time, and over 30 that we've actually been able to return home. So kids who would have been living in the orphanage or in a care home forever or long term, and who instead we've been able to work with their families and get them home. Which is wonderful. And then the sort of the core, the heart of what we do and the piece that I think kind of gets under a lot of people's skin and they can't really leave after they've met them is working with these just amazing children. I'm a little biased. I happen to adopt 2 children myself from the residential program, kids who didn't have the potential of being reunified with family members, and so who were going to need a long-term solution. And that can vary, for reasons of complete abandonment or neglect and abuse, or just lack of anybody available within the family who has the potential to take them on. But as long as there's a will, as long as there's someone in the family who wants that child, we will do everything that we can to make it happen. So that's kind of a very brief overview. We try to really focus on being led by the community, by listening and working with each family in their individual circumstances, and to just really try to be come in with a humble mindset and a service mindset, and have the honor of working with these amazing children and families, and incredible volunteers like Mailys, who get to come out and join us, which is always a huge pleasure.
Thank you so much. We'll show you a little video of what's happening in the village. So Becca is actually taking the tour so that you can see the kids in their environment and what the residential care looks like.
Here we are at Happy Family Children's Village. We are a group of small family-based homes for orphan and vulnerable children, built in honor and loving memory of Amir Vizram, who's the father of the founder of Happy Family Organics, the company that helped us to build this incredible home for all of our children. Right now, with coronavirus happening, we've got a lot of extra precautions in place. We've got these hand sanitizing and hand washing stations everywhere. And with the help of a lot of our incredible donors, we've been able to put in rainwater collection so that the taps never go dry. We're so grateful for your help with that. We're here at the Children's Village in total lockdown. It's very intense, but it's a pretty beautiful place to be stuck if you've got to be here for months at a time. So in order to keep everybody safe here, we've set up hand washing stations everywhere. Nobody is in and out except for my family, and we are also isolated from the broader community. And instead of the usual 40 kids and about 10 staff, we've got about 50 kids and 30 staff all living here right now. So every single nook and cranny is filled. Let's go check out the kids in their homeschool. Here we are outside the Children's Village homeschool, which is set up in what will in future be our preschool buildings. So for now, we've got 8 or 9 grades all squished into our space. We have a couple of outside tents, and then we have some of the middle-aged kids in here. So let's take a peek in quietly, try not to bother them. Hi. Hi, Watoto Wazuri. Yeah. Can you guys say hi to the camera? Say hi, everyone. Hi. Okay. We've had like a 9-month rainy season going here in East Africa. You've probably heard about floods in other countries. We've been pretty lucky so far, but it's definitely getting interesting here. Along the back, you can see we have some areas where the mud has started to go down. We really need to pave this entire area now that we've got the water, the rainwater collection system, which is just down here. We had to remove some of the dirt and earth as well. So again, every day we find some new little project that needs to be done, but that's life with kids. Part of our crazy rainy season, about a week and a half ago, we had a minor landslide here. Where one of our retaining walls got so wet, the weight behind it got so severe that it came down. We were able to re-secure it in place and put some better supports in, but it's been a crazy year, and we're really grateful for all your support. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Safi. Bye.
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 Vanessa. 1, 2, 4, 10. Just skip to 10. 6, 8, 10.
I love it so much. So
That's my girl. So let me just tell everyone who's watching for a minute. Vanessa, the little girl in that last clip, and also at the very beginning, is a really great example of what we do. And Mailys, I think you met her when she had just arrived and she was still this little tiny thing. She and her brother and an older brother, so she has a twin and an older brother, came into our care after experiencing just a family that even with a lot of support was unable to continue to take care of the kids, and there was clearly some mental health issues or other issues going on. So the kids were not being well cared for. So at 18 months, at 8 years old, the older brother looked about 4, and at 18 months, the twins could barely sit up. And now you can see only about 7 months later, they are, kicking butt and taking names. They're talking, they're counting, they're walking and running. And it's just such a pleasure to see, and the truth is that there are so many organizations out there that do wonderful work, but at the end of the day, the American Heart Association or the Cancer Society, their breakthrough is not going to happen because of your extra $10. But with a small organization like ours, kids like Vincent and Vanessa's lives really are changed by the amount that can be done and can be raised and can be the support that can be given by one person like you, Mailys. So thank you.
Thanks for sharing that. I actually, there's a couple of photos of when we did a yoga class outside where they were both doing super cute.
Super fan of Downward Dog. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, it's a good transition. I think also, they've been really thriving because of all the love that they've been receiving from their caregivers. And I also wanted to share a little video so that you can see the mamas talking about their work with the kids, and they talk about the story of Vincent and Vanessa with their own work. It's really nice.
Perfect.
Jina langu ninaitwa Rosina. Niko hapa TST kama mama mlezi wa watoto. Nitaongea kwa habari ya Vincent na Vanessa. Hawa watoto wamekuja kwa kweli wakiwa na hali mbaya sana. Walikuwa wadogo kiasi kwamba mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa ninaogopa hata kuwashika. Vincent alikuwa akilia, ninaogopa kabisa, nikamfananisha na mnyama fulani lakini sitasema. Tukawatunza vizuri, tukawapa matunzo mazuri sana na upendo. Wakawa na hali nzuri kiafya, wakaendelea vizuri kabisa. Lakini kwa sasa pia wanaendelea vizuri sana kuliko mwanzo. Ninafurahi sana kwa sababu kwa sasa wana afya nzuri, wanacheza vizuri, na wenyewe pia kwa kweli wanajua kabisa kwamba wanapendwa. Kwa hiyo hata ile kupendwa inawafanya wanaendelea kuwa na afya nzuri na furaha. Na mimi pia ninafurahi sana kwa sababu wana afya nzuri na wanaendelea vizuri kwa kweli. Ninafurahi sana. Mwisho ninasema bye, asanteni sana kwa kunisikiliza.
Mimi ni Mama Ruti, nina mume mmoja na watoto 4. Mimi nafanya kazi Children Village. Pia nafanya nyumba ya watoto wadogo, nyumba ya 3. Pia tumekaa hapa miezi miwili kwa ajili ya hili janga la corona, kwa ajili ya kuangalia watoto, usalama wao na sisi pia. Pia tunamshukuru Beka maana anajali pia familia zetu.
It's been hard on them. They're now at 2 months, really, in the children's village. And I think anyone who's quarantined with their kids knows that isn't always the easiest thing. But they're just the most incredible women and wonderful kids. So we're really grateful to them.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's a good transition actually to talk about like what's the ask and like how you can keep on helping support the organization, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of emerging needs with there's already the standard operations, but some extra needs that have emerged with the circumstances. So I'll let you, Becca, go through what are the needs that you have at the moment and how we can support.
Great, thank you. I want to just talk through a couple of the things that are really concrete differences that you can make today. Originally we were supposed to have a bunch of volunteers coming over this summer. We were meant to be able to go. Normally we just go to the local used clothes market and grab things for the kids if we need it. But we are running out of clothes, and we can't buy used stuff right now because it isn't safe. So we would be really grateful for $50 Australian. You can buy clothing for at least 5 kids, and it really will make a huge difference for them. They're looking a little scragglier than we usually like to let happen. Although, kids running around during quarantine will ruin whatever clothes you put them in anyway. So, but we'd be very, very grateful for support with new clothes. One of the next things is these care baskets for the mamas that we work with. So many of them have children at home, older children, grandchildren, family members who they're supporting. In Tanzania, most employed people are supporting at least 1 or 2 family members. And so since they can't be home, they've requested support for things like rice, soap, oil, just the basics to really help support their family through this difficult time, as well as protective equipment like sanitizer and masks, which can be really hard to get in Tanzania. And so for $75 Australian, you can make a huge difference there and buy a full month's basket for a mama in need, for somebody who's giving up their family in order to take care of our kids. We're also, during this time, paying them extra in order to make sure that they're able to handle being 20, all of a sudden going from 40 hours a week to 24/7 is a lot to ask. But they really adore these kids and they'll do anything for them. So as a sign of appreciation, we've tried to boost their salary for this short period to make sure that they're really compensated for all of their hard work. One of the big problems in the villages is access to masks. We have a couple of outreach families who are actually working as mask makers right now. So they're able to produce beautiful masks out of local kitenge or kanga material. So the different sort of traditional Tanzanian fabrics. With a little bit of support from you guys, we can make 200 masks for the community. Basically 1 mask for every $1 that you donate, which will help so much for these kids. And finally, we have these fund a need requests for starting a small business. So like Mama Priska, the seamstress you just saw, most of the families that we work with intensively, we've helped to create some type of sustainable business. So that could be anything from sewing machines to livestock to stock for a store or whatever it is, fertilizer and seed and training for gardening, whatever it is that they need to really get on a more sustainable path. And the truth is, sadly, we're going to have more single parent families and more, aunts and uncles and grandparents having to take in children after parents have passed away. And so it's really important for us to not just be taking care of the kids that are in our care right now, but also thinking about what's coming up in the future, and making sure that we're able to keep fulfilling our mission of keeping kids at home whenever it is possible, because it makes such a big difference. So those are our big fund and need items for today. The small business will also cover follow-up for 6 months. You know, we work really hard with these families, and they're so they're just so dedicated, you know, and it's a real honor. If you commit to one of these, you'll get updates about the progress of your family and about everything else going on in the community. So just go to thesmallthings.org/connection, right? Is there a specific link for Mailys's campaign? Maybe we can get that up on the screen, if so. That should come up in a second. And yeah, you're just going to go through to connection. Here we go. Can actually go connection.thesmallthings.org and then just click through to Mailys's event and donate right there. And we will be so grateful for any support that you can offer. One of the ways that you can get involved, and if you're giving more than $180 at once, or if you sign up for a monthly donation for as little as $15, 50 cents a day, we have a really fun option, which is our child sponsorship program. And through that, you're able to really get to know these incredible kids and see them grow up. And it means so much to them, and it means so much to us. I know, Mailys, I believe you're a sponsor now. Who are you sponsoring since you came back?
Heaven Light.
Heaven Light.
Yes, so she's actually the little one that is that I'm holding in my arms in my picture on my front page, and yeah, she's I spent a lot of time with her at the daycare, and she's actually peed on me once, and I got told that it was a blessing. So I was like,
yeah, like most people. So she decided she likes you. That means you're good people. That's a big deal. So you've got the Heaven Light stamp of approval. She's very skeptical. I always love that. She's a big look she gives strangers.
Yeah.
But that's wonderful. Great. So we are ready. Hold on. Let me just get us ready to share. Had a slight, brief technical difficulty, but I think we are good now. Let's start that over. They are pretty delicious. Yes. So again, take a look at Mailys's page. You can sign up for a one-time or a regular donation. There we go. There's the right link, thesmallthings.org/yoga. and anything that you can spare, $1, $2, $5, whatever it is, will go so far in Tanzania, and we're so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Sharing.
Yeah, and I've seen a few of your donations come through already, guys. So thank you so much.
You guys are the best.
I'm just gonna open up if anyone wants to come on the screen and ask any question, or you don't have to. But just wanted, if anything sparked, any question or feedback, and you wanted to come on, you're absolutely free to do so. And if not, we're going to transition to the yoga practice. So, yes. Okay.
I got to participate in a few of your classes at Children's Village, but they were baby classes essentially. So I'm excited to do.
This one is the proper one. I hope you can hear the sound okay. I don't know, there's some works happening close to my house, and I hope the sound is okay. Great. Well, we have a playlist for this practice, and it's African music. So if you have a chance, if you have Spotify and a chance to play that during the class, I think that would be really nice. Otherwise, thank you again so much, Becca, for sharing everything and for all the amazing work that you're doing there. And enjoy your practice, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. And it was so lovely to get to catch up with you again, Mailys. It's been too long. So once everything calms down, you got to come back and do the advanced level yoga for the kids.
Sure. We've already said with Polemi that we're going to come next year together in September. So
perfect. Done. Got it.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Let's get started.
Yes, so I'll let you take just a few moments to settle and find a comfortable seat onto your mat, and then you can play. Josh has put the link on the screen. Okay, so just taking the time to settle onto your mat, and without forcing anything, just allowing your attention to gently start to drift inwards. And if it feels comfortable, you can soften the eyes closed. And let's unite all together by taking a deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth. Good. And now just gentle breaths in and out of the nostrils. Just to allow your body and your mind to rest comfortably in your own vessel. And I can see that it can feel a bit agitating, or there's a lot of thoughts that may come up from being exposed to this content. And so just take this moment to completely soften and come back to yourself. So just feeling the shoulders soften from the inside out, so releasing any tension in the space of the upper back, and softening the lower belly. Feeling really the ground supporting you underneath. And it's really, we have about 60 minutes together. Just to move at our own pace. And the invitation for the class this morning is also to reconnect to the heart, finding this cultivating this quality of compassion and love in all the things that we do. You may have seen this quote as part of some of the content that we've shared, but I love that the name of the small thing is coming from this Mother Teresa's quote. You can't do no great things, only small things with great love. So that's the invitation for this morning, to connect into these qualities within ourselves. Okay, and let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale to clear. Beautiful. Okay, so if you can switch over the crossing of the legs. And let's start with a couple of stretches in the neck. So drag your right hand and then gentle pull of the neck to your right shoulder. And then start to walk your left fingertips out, and you should find a really juicy stretch to all the side of the neck, the arm. And I know that a lot of us are just working from home and punching on our phones or computer all day, so these are beautiful movements to find a little bit of release. Just using the breath really deeply to soften and dissolve any tension. Nice. And then slowly the neck comes back to the center, and then the right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over, and then use your right hand as a little leverage so that your sitting bones stay really grounded, but you just really extend the left fingertips even further out, so you're opening the whole left hand side. The chin stays close to the chest, so the back of the neck is long. Opening the side gills of the body. Good, one more breath here. Nice, and then the left hand is gonna come onto your right knee, and then the right hand reaches up, and so I'm using the grip of my knee to kind of lean back, and my left arm is really nice and straight, and I'm just leaning back, and again, like opening some little parts of the torso that we didn't even know were stretched or tense rather, and contracted. So it's staying curious with the sensations that you're feeling inside and breathing deeply to open and release. Good, and then slowly the right hand comes over the left knee, so you have a little cross happening. Nice, and the chin comes close to the chest, and just take a deep breath behind the back of the heart. And stay for the exhale. One more time, deep breath in the upper back, opening the tissue in the back of the heart. This is energetically where you can receive. And exhale, stay. Beautiful. And then the right hand stays onto the left knee, and then the left arm reaches back. So we're going on the other way. So keep using the leverage on the knee to lean back and feel where you need to stretch more into the chest or the side body, keeping the arm long. One more deep breath here. Good. And then the left hand comes down, and then the right arm reaches up and over. And using again this kind of little pressure into the floor, so there's the rebound action of the energy lifting you up, the chest goes towards the sky, you're reaching the fingertip up and over, breathing so deep into the intercostal muscles and expanding the right lung. Super, and then slowly the top hand is going to come down, and then the left hand is going to come onto the sides of the neck and finding the stretch into the other side. Good. Walking your fingertips out even more. Great, and then slowly coming back to the center. And then interlace your hands behind the back, and then open your chest up towards the ceiling. The chin lifts to the chest. Lift high, 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 high. And then keeping the tension, gripping the hands behind the back. And you gently bring the chin close to the chest. And as you move the hands away from the buttocks, you should feel a nice stretch into the trapezius muscle. So the upper back area. Keep breathing smoothly. Moving the hands away from the buttocks, squeezing a knot in between your palms. And then slowly the chin lifts again. Stretching the throat. Good, and then slowly the chin comes back down. Great, and then releasing the arms. And as you inhale, you open the arms like you're opening the arms for a massive hug, and you stretch your fingers to the back. So I feel so much stretch into the front of my forearms here. And opening up front of the chest. And as you exhale, you round to the upper back and you're reaching the palms behind your shoulder blades. Breathe deeply here. Stay for the exhale. Good, and again, inhale, reach both arms really back, open your arms wide, reach your fingertips back, open, open, open. Nice, and then bring the other arm on top, giving yourself a warm embrace. Nice. And then slowly releasing, and then just taking the time here to make just little circles, or twisting your hips, your torso around your hips. Maybe it's just small sways, maybe it's just bigger circles. You may use your chest, your shoulders. There's no right or wrong here. It's as you close your eyes and just move however your body wants to move. What is the shape like? Just for a few breaths. Okay, and then finding some stillness here. Okay, and then let's just come for a moment onto our knees, healing, mewing. Beautiful. And then finding it's called a cheer up. So it's just creating a little bit of heat in your hands. Getting familiar with your chi. Good, and so it's a Qigong practice that one of my teachers has introduced me to that I love. So release your hands alongside your body. And as you inhale, there's a sensation of gathering the energy from the universe all the way up. You're joining the earth to the sky. And as you exhale, the hands come down through the crown, and then you're pressing the energy out, and then the fingers stretch all the way back. Good. And then you lean forwards, the back of the hands come down to the floor like you're swan diving, and then you're collecting the energy as the hands reach all the way up to the ceiling with really soft fingers. And as you exhale, the hands come back to your lower belly. It's called the lower dantian. Good, let's continue. So inhale, there's a big circle, like your hands are shovels. Gather the energy all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, the hands come down through the crown and you're pressing the energy out all the way through the fingertips. Good, inhale, back of the hands down, swan dive. Soften the fingers and then collect the energy all the way up. And as you exhale, the hands come down back to your lower belly. Good, let's continue. Inhale, there's a big circle. You're gathering the chi. And as you exhale, you press the chi, the energy out, the excess goes back into the universe. And inhale, back of the hands comes down, you're gathering from the earth and reaching all the way up. And as you exhale, the grounding of the energy back into your center. Nice. Let's continue, and if you feel confident, you can start to soften the eyes, close, and just feel the energy. Inhale, you reach high, and exhale, press the energy out through your shoulders, fingertips. Inhale, you gather from the earth, swan dive. And as you exhale, you ground the energy back into your center. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Gather. And exhale to press out. Inhale, back of the hands collect down. And as you exhale, you ground all this energy back into your lower belly, and just pause here with your palms facing your lower belly, and maybe you feel a little bit of vibration, tingling, sparking of your edges, your fingertips, your hands, whatever you may feel. It's life force, the chi moving inside of us, dancing in all our tissue, the cells. Beautiful. And then bring the hands back onto your thighs, and just find a 4-point position. So the hands are directly under the shoulders. The knees are under the hips. Great. And then start to extend the right leg back, and the toes stay grounded, and you use the ball of the feet to press the heel back and find a nice stretch into the right calf. Draw your lower belly in towards the spine, so there's a gentle scoop of the tailbone, and then keep pressing the other way with your hands. Good, and then from that place, start to lift the right leg off the floor to hip height. The big toe stays pointing down, so the hips doesn't lift. You keep both hips really square. And then extend the left arm forwards. Good, and as you inhale, you stay and expand. And as you exhale, move the left arm to the left, right leg to the right into the diagonal. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, knee to the elbow under the belly. Good. Inhale, expand. And exhale to the side. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, curl under. One more. Inhale, expand. And exhale, open to the sides. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, curl under the belly. Good. Then find length again, and you can either stay here, keep engaging the lower back, or you can the lower belly, or you can bend the foot and then grab a hold of the foot, and then feel the stretch of the left shoulder as you press your foot back. Nice, and find this beautiful opening into the left shoulder. One more breath here. And slowly everything comes back down to the floor. And then the right arm opens out to the side, like you're painting the side wall, or the wings open. And as you exhale, the right hand thread under, and you rest the right shoulder down into the floor. The right cheek stays down into the earth as well. And then with your left hand, you can press into the floor so that you can twist the upper back a little bit more. Just breathe here for a few moments. Feeling the twist sensation, the opening into the upper back. Good, the left hand comes back down. Press the floor away, and the right wing opens to the side. And exhale back to the earth. Great, and then extend the left foot back this time. Stretch the calf. Draw your lower belly in, press the floor away, lift out of the shoulders, and then lift the left foot off the floor to hip height. Big toe stay pointing down. Good, and then extending the right arm forwards. And you're really trying to stay super, not moving much really as we move through these movements. Stay really balanced. Good, so take one breath here. And as you exhale, right arm to the side, left leg to the side. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, under the belly, elbow to knee. Inhale to expand. And exhale, open to the sides. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, curl under. One more. Inhale to expand. And exhale, open. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, curl under the belly. Nice. And then doing the same variation as you did on the other side. So either staying here or bending the knee and grabbing a hold of the foot. Opening the right side of the chest. Pressing firmly into the foot back so you find even more leverage to open the chest. One more breath. And then slow motion, everything comes back down to the earth. And then straight away, the left wing opens out to the side. And as you exhale, left arm goes under, left shoulders rest, left cheek rest. Breathe into the back of the head. Good. And then slowly the right hand is going to come back close to the face. And on your next inhale, left arm floats out all the way. And exhale down to the earth. Beautiful. And then start to curl your toes and then come into downward facing dog. Hips go high. So take a couple of little movements in your dog, bending one leg after the other. Moving your hips side to side just so that you feel whatever your body needs this morning or this evening, wherever you are in the world. Good, and then just finding stillness for a few moments into the downward facing dog. And really just tuning into what it does. If you're pressing more into the earth, so you're sending your sitting bones even higher, creating as much length as you can into the sides of the body. So keeping your knees bent, and then heels going towards the earth. So you still find a deep opening into the backs of the legs. Good. One more breath here. And then come high into your toes, and then come doing a couple of steps to come all the way up to the top of the mat. The knees are bent really generously, and grab the opposite elbows so you can relax the whole back down to the earth. And feeling a deep release into the lower back. Maybe there's a little sway side to side, forwards and back. Nice, and releasing the arms, and then piece by piece by piece, leaning all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. And as you inhale, both arms circle, but instead of having the palms facing up, the palms face down so that the back of the hands touch at the top. And as you exhale, draw the hands back to your heart like you're making a little offering. Switch the hands down. Good. Inhale, just lengthen, halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to the sky. And exhale, draw the prayer hands back into your heart center. Let's do this again. Inhale, both arms circle, but the palms stay facing down. So the palms, back of the hands reach at the top. And as you exhale, draw the hands to your center and make this offering to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand, gathering everything back into your heart on the exhale. Good, and then one more time. Inhale, both arms circle, back of the hands touch at the very top. And as you exhale, draw it back to your center, and then make this offering whole self out to the world. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands and step back, find a high plank position. Good, so you can bring your knees down if you need. The shoulders are directly over the wrists. Then you lengthen the tailbone down towards your heels and lift your pubic bone to the front of the room. And you try to draw the outer upper arm towards one another so you're opening through the chest. Good, take one more breath here. And as you exhale, both knees at the same time go down to the earth. And as you inhale, belly drops down, chest opens, find a cow shape. And as you exhale, reach the buttocks towards your heels, active child's pose. And inhale, you start to curl the lower, middle, upper back into a cat. And as you exhale, you drop the hips low to the earth. Inhale, you unfold your chest and find a cobra shape. Draw your elbows back. And as you exhale, find downward facing dog. Good. Next, inhale, the right leg slowly rises up and back. in a three-legged dog. And then open your hip and then bend the knee. Make a little circle with your knee just to lubricate the joint. Good. And then the right leg comes down to the floor. And this time the left foot slowly rises up and back, extending the heel to the back of the room. Open your hip, bend the knee. Scorpion tail, and then making a big circle with the hip, lubricating the other side. And then the left foot comes down to the floor. And then inhale, you rise onto your toes. And exhale, look between your hands and step or light jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands back, prayer at your heart center. Inhale, both arms circle out and up to the sky. And as you exhale, you fall to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, turn the hands, step back straight away into downward facing dog. Good. And then the right leg slowly is going to rise up and back. And as you exhale, you curl your knee to your chest. And then step the right foot in between your hands. The back knee drops down to the earth. And inhale, both arms circle all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, pull your heart as the arms open. Let's do this 2 more times. As you inhale, you float the hips up as the arms reach high. And as you exhale, you're opening like a blooming of a flower. One more. Inhale to come up. And exhale to boom the heart out. Nice. And then instead of going too deep into the hips and the lunge, come out of it so that the hips are directly over the knee. And you have this kind of 90-90 angle. And then interlace your hands behind the back. Good. And then here, you can just choose to stay here and start to lift the chin a little bit up. Or if you have the space to come a little bit lower, starting to find a bit of a back bend. Nice. One more breath. And slowly coming back up. Good. And then releasing the hands to frame the foot. Move the back knee a little bit back so that the knee is directly under the hip. And then extend the front leg to half Hanumanasana. And as you inhale, you lengthen the chest forwards. And as you exhale, you soften your torso down towards your toes. The right hip still dragging back. The left hip reaches forwards. And you feel this big opening of the belly of the back thigh. Good. One more deep breath here. And then slowly you come back into the lunge. Good. And then both arms circle all the way up. And then this time curl the back toes and lift all the way up into arrowhead. So both arms reach back and you're lunging it deep into your front leg. And you try to drag the back of the shoulders towards one another, staying low into your legs. Good. And then the right hand is going to come at the base of the sacrum. Take a big inhale to open into warrior two. Just checking that your front foot is aligned with the middle of the back arch and coming deep into the lunge so you have eventually a 90-degree angle. Good. And let's pause here. So as you inhale, you gather the energy from the earth all the way up to your heart. And as you exhale, there's a sense of grounding and releasing. 2 more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to ground. 1 more time. Inhale, lift high. And exhale, push it back out in the universe. And then with the front palm, reverse the warrior. Feel a stretch into the whole right hand side. Good. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands from the front foot. Step back into high plank pose. Just 1 breath here. And as you exhale, slowly both knees deliver down to the earth. And inhale, belly drops down, chest opens wide, cow. And exhale all the way back into active child's pose, sitting bones to your heels. Inhale, curl, lower, middle, upper back. Exhale, point the toes, the hips drop to the earth. Inhale, unfold the chest, high cobra. And exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Good. Bring both feet together at the back of the mat. And slowly on the inhale, the left leg slowly rises up and back. And exhale, tiger curl. And step the left foot in between your hands. Back knee drops to the earth. Inhale, both arms circle all the way up. And as you exhale, there's a radiating, blooming of your heart to the sky. 2 more. Inhale to lift out. And exhale to go deep and open. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, pour out. Nice. And then coming out of the lunge a little bit. Interlace your hands behind the back and then open your chin to the chest. And just staying here for a moment, feeling the beautiful opening into the front of the right thigh, or going a little bit deeper with the upper back and leaning with your heart. Keeping the breath traveling soft and smooth. Good, and then slowly coming back up. Good, both arms reach. And then a circle to frame the front foot, and then move the right knee back. Left leg extends, half Hanuman, just making sure that you have this alignment of the knee with your hips, and then keep drawing the left hip down so that the hips stay square, and feel a nice stretch into the whole front of the leg, back of the leg, left leg rather, peeling the toes towards your face and softening the chest to your leg. And there's a pulsation with the inhale, maybe you lift out a little, and with the exhale, you soften. Beautiful, and start to lunge back into the front of the leg. Both arms circle up and curl the back toes, and then exhale, arrowhead, come high. Draw your left hip back, right hip forwards. Keep squeezing like you're holding something in between your back of the shoulders, and notice if there's a tendency of the belly resting onto the thigh. You can see lengthen the tailbone down and lift out of the thigh a little bit. And the left hand comes out to the base of the sacrum, and big circle of the arms to land into warrior 2. Finding your depth here. Nice. And then that's changing the mudra on this side. So as you inhale, you gather the energy to the center of your heart. And as you exhale, you radiate it outwards. And again, inhale, you gather everything in. And exhale, you radiate out. 1 more time, inhale to the center. And exhale to expand. And flip the palm, reverse. And then cartwheel your hands, frame the front foot, light step back, high plank. Good, 1 more breath here, and then super slow, deliver both knees at the same time, like little pebbles on the palm into the earth. Inhale, belly drops, chest opens, and exhale, sink back, your tailbone down to your heels. Inhale, curl, lower, middle, upper back. And exhale, then lengthen the tops of the feet, drop the hips, and fold your chest. Inhale, open, cobra, and exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, and then walking your hands back to your feet, and then open your feet as wide as the mat, and then come low into a little malasana in a squat shape, yogic squat. And if this is too much, you can roll the back of the mat so that you can rest your heels onto the rolled mat. Yeah, or maybe your heels stay lifted as well, it's okay. And if you're there, just bring your hands into your heart and use the pressure to kind of move the knees out and open through the chest. Very grounding sensation. The right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. One more deep breath here. And then the left hand comes down, right arm reaches to the side, opening through the chest. Good, and then back to the center. And then reaching your hands forwards, 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 and curling your chin down so you feel a deep opening into the whole back line of the body. And breathe deeply into the back of the heart. Nice. And then slowly the hands come back down to the earth. And then start to walk your feet back together. Good, the knees can stay bent. And start to walk your feet on top of your hands. Good, and then squeeze the wrists with your toes. Bring all the weight there. Keep the knees bent if you need, but see if you can really release everything down. Nice. One more deep breath here. And stay for the exhale. Releasing the foot. And inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, bring your hands onto your hips. And with your thumb, you're kind of pressing the flesh of the hips back. You lengthen the chest forward, and you're making your way all the way up to the sky. Nice. And inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Grab a hold of your left wrist and inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, stretch to your right, sending your hips to your left. Nice. And inhale, come back to the center. Switching the grip. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, reach to the side, sending your hips back. And do this little banana shape, the whole opening into the right side of the body. Good. And inhale, back to the center. And then come high onto your toes. All the way up, 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 up. And then start to bend the knees. Like you're sitting into the chair. Keep the heels really lifted into this super, super tiny, tiny chair. You can rest your heels down and then go all the way down to your buttocks. I'm not sure how graceful this was, but that's okay. Okay, and then use your hands against your knees and inhale, you kind of drag your torso up like you're opening through the chest. And as you exhale, you lean back into the C curve as the arms stay extended. And again, inhale, lift the chest high, open. And exhale, curl all the way back. And then let go of the hands. You're already halfway there. Keep holding just for a few moments. And then release one vertebra at a time, all the way down onto your belly. Oh, the back rather. All the way. Nice. Bring the soles of the feet closer to you so that you can graze the back of the heels with your fingertips. And then let's do a couple of floating bridges. So as you inhale, you start to lift the buttocks of the floor, the hips of the floor from the lower, middle, upper back. And the arms float all the way up to the sky at the same time. And as you exhale, you come back down, upper, middle, lower back. Nice. And again, inhale, start from the base of the spine, lifting one vertebra at a time. Take the whole breath in to get there. And the whole exhale to come back down to the earth. Nice. One more time. Inhale, lift all the way up. And this time you stay high with the hips. Only the arms come back down close to the sides. And just notice if you're gripping the glutes. So the strength should come from the activation of the backs of the legs. So keep pressing into your heels, but soften your glutes. There's a light, very light activation there. And like you're holding a block in between your thighs, draw your knees together. Nice. And then shimmy your shoulders under, interlace your hands under your buttocks and press even more into your heels so your hips go as high as you can so that the chest can meet the chin. Feel all the sensations into the legs. Keep holding this block in between your thighs. One more breath. And then slow motion, roll yourself all the way back. Upper, middle, lower back. Nice. And then open your feet as wide as the mat. And then the knees knock into the center. One hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly. To release and soften everything. Okay. And then let's bring the left ankle over the right knee. This little figure four. And then see if you can grab either the back of the thigh, the right thigh, or the right shin. And there's this the sacrum stays grounded into the earth. And this sensation of pressing the left knee away from you while you're dragging the right knee towards you. But even as you're using a little bit of force to get a bit more traction, can you still keep some softness into the upper part of the body? Good, and then the right foot comes down to the earth, and then this time the left leg extends. So you're now stretching the back of the hamstring again. And you can see the most important thing is to try and keep the leg straight-ish. So it's okay if it's a little bit further away. Keep your toes peeling towards your face. And the work is to try and grab a hold of the back of the thigh, or if you have a bit more space, the back of the calf. And you keep on drawing the left hip down so it stays connected to the earth. And the right foot bend helps with softening the lower back, but if you have the space, you can extend the right leg out as well. Good, and then the right foot comes back down, and then the left thigh is gonna hook over the right leg in a little twisted root. And then move your hips to your left, and then both knees drop to your right. And if this is too much, unhook your legs and just have both knees bent together and dropping both knees to your right. And feeling both shoulders anchored down into the earth, belly soft. Okay, and then on the next inhale, slowly you're going to come back to the center and switching sides. So the left sole of the foot stays down, right ankle comes over the knee, and then drawing your left knee towards you, the right knee away from you, and feeling a beautiful stretch into the outer right hip. Keep flexing the right toes. Keeping some activation in the legs. The sacrum is grounded. And then The left sole of the foot comes down. Then extend the right leg. The right heel reaches towards the ceiling, the toes peel towards your face, with the leg straight-ish. And then feeling all the sensations. Keep drawing the right hip down so the hip stays square. And then maybe a bit of quiver, and that's okay. And make sure that the upper body stays as soft as you can. Okay, and then the top leg is gonna hook over the left knee, or if you didn't bind your legs, just drop both knees to your left. This time the arms are in this cactus shape. And sometimes I always get a little chiropractic crack when I do this. I love it. Soften the lower belly. Breathe so deep, so fully. Allow the skin of the inner palm to completely soften. Okay, and then unhook your legs, stir your lower belly in towards the spine, and then draw your knees to your chest, making a little sway side to side, massaging the lower back. And then rocking along the spine, forwards and back, until you land back into your seat. Good, and then bring the soles of the feet together in this little butterfly shape. And then allowing the forearms to open, and we're doing the yin version here. So I quite like to have both soles of the feet connected, but I know that for some people it feels better to open the feet a little bit, have a little bit of space in between the feet. So just play with wherever your body wants to be. And the idea is really to have as much softness as we can. You do the whole upper body. And the palms are facing up, the fingers are curled towards the inside of the palm, and see how much softness you can bring here. And even if you're still quite upright, it doesn't mean that you need to be completely folded in half. But just soften all the muscles that you can soften. breathing into the whole back body, bringing the attention more in the lower back, in place of the kidneys. And when you feel like this area is quite full and expanded, you can move your attention more into the middle part of the upper back, the base of the lungs. It's really with your full awareness, expanding your breath for front, sides, and back. And then breathing deep into the upper back as well, and space behind the shoulder blades. The energetic center of Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. And the front is the sense of giving, and the back of the heart is our ability to receive. So inhabiting with all your awareness and presence. Full body. And starting slowly to walk out of the fold, and then you can use your hands together, your knees together, and fold your forehead towards your knees in this little cosmic egg shape. And then if you need anything to feel warm, grab a little sweater or some socks or a little blanket, whatever. And make sure that you're completely comfortable as we found our way to a final resting pose. And if there's any other movement that you need on the way, for sure. Otherwise, taking the time to roll yourself all the way onto your back. And this is the most important part of the practice. Being able to completely let go and release in the Shavasana. And so using your whole awareness to soften the base of the feet, allowing really the feet to flip out to the sides. The legs are quite wide. You can even go out of your mat. And then the thighs are relaxed. The hips rest heavy. The buttocks is soft. Lower belly is soft. Chest soft, the back of the shoulders rests heavy to the ground, and all the muscles of the arm are completely relaxed, and there's a sense of really relaxing the palms from the inside out. And the throat is soft and relaxed. Back of the skull resting heavy onto the ground, and the back of the eyes resting heavy into the back of the skull. And there's this sensation of the eyeballs like two orbs floating in water. So all the muscles around the eyes are completely smooth. The root of the tongue is soft and relaxed. There's nothing to do, just integrate what you've done over the past 60 minutes or so. And there's a beautiful Zen practice that is called the inner smile. And so the invitation as you lay there completely mellow to bring the awareness into your lower belly and imagine that you have a big smile from going from one side of the hip to the other. Beautiful radiant smile, and this golden color, this radiance that is starting to move and diffuse into your whole body. So as the smile moves up through the torso, the chest area, the collarbones, beautiful golden color moving up, and this beautiful smile at the base of the belly, up, 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 and maybe there's even a gentle lift of the corner of the mouth, and lift of the corner of the eyes. And it's a really infusion of every single cell of the body, whole body smiling, all the tissues of the body smiling. And gratitude. And allowing yourself to marinate and bathe in these warmth and radiating sensation just for a few more moments. And start to breathe a little bit more fully and deeply. So you can bring the awareness back into your body. And start to wriggle the fingertips, the toes, the ankles, the wrists, any little organic movement to bring a bit more life into yourself. And then whenever it feels appropriate, you can stretch the whole body and roll onto your favorite side, curling into a little ball. And then making your way back into a comfortable seat. Resting the sitting bones, feeling the anchoring sensation and the lifting of the chest up towards the sky as the shoulders cascade down away from the ears. And bring your hands into prayer at your heart center. And thanking yourself for coming and participating in this beautiful event. And thank you so much for your generosity as well. And to each other we say namaste. Good. And have a little video just to finish up as well.
Thank you.
Asante.